one of the first things that the independent African nations did was to form an organization called the Organization of African Unity. The purpose of our organization of Afro-American Unity, which has the same aim and objective, to fight whoever gets in our way. To bring about the complete independence of people of African descent here in the Western Hemisphere, and first here in the United States, and bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary. That's our motto. The purpose of our organization is to start right here in Harlem, which has the largest concentration of people of African descent that exist anywhere on this earth. There are more Africans here in Harlem than exist in any city on the African continent, because that's what you and I are, Africans. The Charter of the United Nations, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the Constitution of the United States, and the Bill of Rights are the principles in which we believe, and that these documents, if put into practice, represent the essence of mankind's hopes and good intentions, desirous that all Afro-American people and organizations should henceforth unite so that the welfare and well-being of our people will be assured. We are resolved to reinforce the common bond of purpose between our people by submerging all of our differences and establishing non-sectarian constructive programs for human rights. We hereby present this charter. Number one, the establishment. The Organization of Afro-American Unity shall include all people of African descent in the Western Hemisphere. In essence, what it is saying, instead of you and me running around here seeking allies in our struggle for freedom, in the Irish neighborhood or the Jewish neighborhood or the Italian neighborhood, we need to seek some allies among people who look something like we do. And once we get their allies, it's time out for you and me to stop running away from the wolf right into the arms of the fox, looking for some kind of help. That's a drag. Number two, self-defense. Since self-preservation is the first law of nature, we assert the Afro-Americans' right to self-defense. The Constitution of the United States of America clearly affirms the right of every American citizen to bear arms. And as Americans, we will not give up a single right guaranteed under the Constitution. The history of unpunished violence against our people clearly indicates that we must be prepared to defend ourselves, or we will continue to be a defenseless people at the mercy of a ruthless and violent racist mob.
All right. Welcome to the show. I'm West Coast Wolf, coming at you with another episode. And today's topic is, if the black community knew its power, we would. Now, tonight, I'm going to fill in some of those blanks for you people. Okay? Because it's time now. It's time. So, at this point, go ahead and get your best drink, sit on the couch, and relax and open your mind. I'm going to take you on a rough ride today. Tonight we're going to be talking about the list of things that we need to be doing. Because here's the truth. We don't have a lot of time, family. So I'm going to go down the list and discuss what many have either not thought of or are too afraid to speak about concerning our issues that only plague our community and how we really can address these issues in a very short time if we had the will to do so. So I have a list of items I'm going to go through with you tonight and pay close attention. Pay very close attention to what I'm going to lay out for you tonight. And at the end, if you want to comment, you got some things you want to say, I have a lot of enough time for that to happen also. So let's get right back into it. 15 bullet points here. Number one, if the black community really knew its power, we'll be grooming our children properly. If the black community really knew its power, we would take our children out of these most ridiculous public schools and homeschool them with the very best retired teachers that service our community and got excellent results. Excellent results. Because if these schools are being disrespectful with these white teachers, disrespecting our children, conditioned to be slaves all over again, we must take our children out and homeschool them with excellent black teachers who are retired, who made a difference when they were in the system. So I'm not speaking to all public schools, but if you're in those areas, those public schools are just totally overrun with disobedient, wild hyena-type children that don't have a father at home, that's going there to disrespect and destroy because it's all they know at this point. You must take your children out of those schools. Some people might not like that, but I really don't give a damn. This is what it is. Because if you understood psychology of a child is a very precious thing. A child is very impressionable from ages 0, actually baby months to like 12 years old. Very impressionable. If you allow your children to be in a condition beyond your control, to be socialized and conditioned to be a fool, to be a knucklehead on the street, or to be a slave to white supremacy, you are a fool. You are a fool. So let's just say, if that option's off the table for you, you better have some after-school programs to where your children can learn some real skills to kind of deprogram them from the day's activities at the public school. Okay? That's number one. We need to start some freedom schools, okay? 2 to 3 days a week where we train our children after school of their true African history. Why is this important? Because they're going to be trained and taught from slavery onward, and they're not going to feel the sense of pride of where they come from. We're descendants of kings and queens of Africa. And you think that's just a small thing for you? I feel sorry for your children because they're going to suffer for that. Number two, if the black community really knew its power, we would get to know our black neighbors and spend time with them, the mature ones, the wise ones, and make sure our children knew who they were in the community. In the event of a disaster, a crisis in the black community, and you're not available, they need a backup plan. They need somebody they can trust to go to for shelter. Okay? This is old school. Brother Malcolm X talked about, by any means necessary. We have to protect and take care of ourselves. So, number three, we would protect our children. If we really knew the power we had in the black community, we would protect our children from any race soldier preying on them in the community. You know who they are. If you spend any amount of time in the same area, in your neighborhood, in your community, you know who these people are. Why would you allow them to disrespect and hurt your children. That's number 3. Protect our children from any race soldier preying upon them in the community. Number 4, we would execute street justice. Now, that's going to scare some people right there. If you really knew the power we had in the black community, we would execute street justice on any race soldier who kills a black or brown person in our community unarmed and unnecessarily. Period. Number 5, if the black community really knew its power, we would form a ghost militia who would show up in certain combat-ready attire with mask, gloves, and boots if necessary, armed to the teeth with the best weapons that they could find, and send word to block the streets off so as to ensure this race soldier did not get away without getting what was coming to him or her. Yeah, I said it. Let me say it again for you. If we really knew the power we had in the black community, we would form a ghost militia who would show up in a moment's notice with certain combat-ready attire with mask, gloves, and boots, armed to the teeth with the best weapons and training and discipline that they could find, and send word to block the streets off so as to ensure this race soldier did not get away by harming our people, him or her. What is a ghost militia, you may ask yourself? Well, let me explain to you, brothers and sisters. A ghost militia is a group of people formed with military combat-ready training to dish out justice to anyone in the community that's harming our people. Nobody knows who they are. They just show up to get busy. They handle the business that people on the street are afraid to handle. You don't have to know who they are. There's been many militias formed. It's our Second Amendment constitutional rights to form a militia to protect our people from terrorists, both foreign and domestic. This is not new. We're the only ones that don't have one at this point. We have a couple in the South. I see Huey P. Newton Gun Club. I see a couple people forming. But we need one in every major black populated area to respond, to reestablish the respect in our community that we deserve. Okay? That's number 5. Number 6, we would have radio scanners in every major black populated area to alert us as to what is happening where we live, and we'll be ready to respond at a moment's notice to follow up with our ghost militia. We would know what's happening around in our areas. Brothers and sisters, playtime is over. And I hate to do this, but I've got to say this because I keep it 100%. This thing is going to get messy quicker than you'd like to know about. So I'm telling you, for those people on the street who hear my voice through the recording, through YouTube, through whatever medium you get this message, this has to be done because a time is coming where you get involved in all the gun buyback programs, which is foolish of you to do that. Very foolish. Because once they disarm you, they're coming in to disrespect you even more so. They're coming in to remove you. Black folks is not dying quick enough for these people. So they're going to implement some tactics, of what they're doing a little bit now. They're testing the water to see who's going to complain about it. How many people have died unarmed, unmanned, outgunned, unnecessarily, with no recourse, but crying on TV, getting behind the would-be black leaders of yesteryear? Stop the violence protests. It's time we take our streets back. and develop our community the way it should be developed. That's number 6. Number 7, if the black community really knew its power, we would systematically remove all non-black or brown businesses from our community by sending word as to all not to shop there and run that business out of the damn town, out of the area. Systematically. What does that mean? Let me spell it out for you. Mr. Chong's restaurant on the corner, not supporting the black people, just robbing the black people. Send word to the community to stop shopping at Mr. Chong's restaurant or or hair salon or whatnot. Send word. Nobody shops there or suffer the consequences. And when he loses his money by not getting all black dollars, by us not shopping at his particular establishment, he goes out of business. What happens then? We put our money together and we put who we want to have in that business, okay? We put who we want in that corner store or that hair salon, that beauty supply store that they own in the hood, that gas station, that restaurant. Systematically, one at a time, people. It's not that hard. That's number 7. Number 8, if the black community really knew its power, we would stop fighting and killing our future soldiers for the black community over drugs, territory that we don't really own, and petty relationship bullshit and squabbles. That's number 8. Number 9, if the black community really knew its power, we would put our money together and build an institution where we could train our young black men and women in military combat, carpentry, agricultural science, and other trades and crafts so we can compete for some of these white jobs, these Asian jobs in the community. That's number 9. Number 10, if the black community really knew its power, we would not be moved by senseless emotions of selfishness and slave culture instigated by the white supremacists who run this damn country. Bickering over bullshit. Complaining about who got the best gear on compared to your gear. Stabbing somebody in the back for a job, your brothers and sisters. Petty bullshit. That's number 10. Number 11, if the black community really knew its power, we would know there isn't enough resources to shut down a united black community where everybody's in alignment and knows their role. Play your position. Cannot be shut down without an unthinkable, unfathomable amount of resources. And that cannot be done every day, family, without the National Guard. Know that. Now, number 12. If the black community really knew its power, we wouldn't snitch on anybody in the community that brought a race soldier to heel, as Hillary Clinton said, to heel, with extreme consequences, whatever that might be. Fill in the blank. If the black community really knew its power, number 13, we would get a list of names and pictures of every corrupt official who has been extremely unfair in criminalizing our black community friends and family members, from city mayors, judges, prosecuting attorneys, public defenders, police chiefs, and put their faces and names with their addresses online so we can form protests in front of their homes. If you want to protest to the home of people who giving you the impression that you can't deal with. What's the sense of protest down City Hall? We can take it to the mayor's house. You can take it to the police chief's house. You want some real results? Protest where they live. People think twice about hurting people when people know where they live. See, everybody's a texting tough guy. Everybody's a internet hero. Everybody's a Facebook guru. Everybody's a Facebook tough guy, tough woman. They talk racist stuff behind these lines. But when you in their face, when you bought that action, you bought that life, they change their tune. I promise you. Okay? That's number 13. Number 14. If the black community really knew its power, we would demand the respect of kings and queens of which we truly come from. We would demand that respect from each other, from the powers that be, from the community, to Washington, D.C., if we really knew our power. Number 15, last point. If the black community really knew its power, we would make a pact to rebuild our village with our skill sets and protect it as we would our own children by any means necessary, like Brother Malcolm X said 50 years ago. Now, I've just laid out some things that I held for a long time. So I feel I ain't got to say this no more. I feel you should know what time it is. I feel you should understand where we are. Now, what we do in between time, in the meantime, that's on you. But I'm telling you from a book of military tricks that I've learned, that I've studied, that I've seen done by our oppressors to us and everybody across this globe. We are the only people who are getting disrespected on a global level. It does not matter how many resources you have. It does not matter what you have going on in the political arena. It does not matter who your family is. It does not matter where you live. You are still black. And no matter where you go, you're going to find across the globe white supremacists running over everything. Learn from history, my brothers and sisters. Learn from history. Because what you will find is the proof is in the pudding. This is not new. Malcolm X talked about it out of this broadcast about what need to have happen. He went to Mecca to find some things, got some new skills, and came back. We cannot be separated by religion for that reason. We can't be separated by conscious community versus unconscious community. We can't be separated against feminism and non-feminism. We can't be separated against thug culture, slave culture, and corporate America type businesses, street type businesses. We can't be separated on any level. We start out from the womb as black people. Let's stop right there and protect and take care of that first. You can't even discuss anything past your own people in any respectable way if your people are dying. That's why I have a problem with so many people, some of these pimping pastors in the community, because you making X amount of dollars every year. Your church is in the neighborhood where people are falling apart, but you live on the hill. You got a nice car, nice pinky ring. You preaching in church every Sunday. While people in the street is dying. You ain't offering no trade skills. You make it difficult for people to come in there to offer some encouragement words because you're afraid to lose that nonprofit 501c money from the government to keep you quiet. I'm not talking about all pastors. I'm talking about all congregations. I'm talking about all religions. I'm talking about the mass majority in the black community is what I'm talking about. So it's time out for that. That's why we need a separate institution catering to black people. No religion, no politics, straight black community. That's what we need to have. That way it won't be a division of religion, what you believe, or politics, what you believe. It starts first with the community. We can't even talk about anything with any respectable conversation if we don't have a home. Do you understand me? Listen to me right quick. You could be the best Christian. You could be the best Muslim in the community. But let me keep you starving long enough. Let me keep things hard for you just long enough. You're going to do something you wish you hadn't. Because the laws of nature apply first. It's survival, baby. Survival is first. I know some of the most devout Christians been in situations where they changed their whole perspective on life. You see, family, I'm one of them people who've been hungry before. Everybody don't know what hunger feels like. And I'm going to tell you, when you get really hungry, see, most of us ain't been hungry. We might be on welfare. We might be on food stamps. We might have good jobs. We might have okay jobs. But how many of you really been hungry physically? Think about it. How many of you have been really hungry? Well, family, I'm telling you, I've been there. How many of you have been really thirsty? Just for thirsty water. You see, family, it's a reason why if somebody walks you to the desert or drives you in the middle of the desert somewhere, give you one bottle of water, you walk for 3 hours, you might have $1 million in your backpack. You walk long enough, and the thirst hits you. The thirst gets so overwhelming. I can promise you, family, as you pray to your God, as you pray and help him and pray that he gets you out of the situation, the first traveler you come across after 3 hours in the desert of thirst, who offers you a 2 liter of water for the $1 million you got on your back, I'm willing to bet you every last one of you will turn that money over to get that water. Why do I bring that up? Because I'm talking about survival here. Forget about what you believe past your people. Forget about that for a moment. Africans in this country, our forefathers, our ancestors now, 310 plus years of slavery, they prayed the whole time. They asked for somebody to save them the whole time. Nobody came. They died. A lot of them died a terrible death. Now, you think your faith has been tested? Let me tell you something, family. I'm willing to bet over 95% of people listen to my voice, hearing the rebroadcast, whether it's on YouTube, on the other avenues. We got it on the website, barrierblack.org/blog, the blog page. I want to bet you 95 or plus more percent of you guys have never been hungry or thirsty past one day. I'm willing to bet you. I'd love to hear somebody say they got a story for me. I'm willing to bet you 95 or plus more percent of you people on this phone listen to my voice or the rebroadcast on YouTube or on our barrierblack.org blog page. I'm willing to bet you over 95% of you have never really been hungry past one day. Why do I tell you this? Those days are coming, family, because we are not working together to assure our people have a future in this country. We got to fight for this space. We got to fight for this space, okay? In Israel right now, the Strip of Gaza, they have those Palestinians over there, 1.8 million of some people in like a small part of land. They're dropping bombs on them. People are fighting back, sending rockets across the border. That's really not hurting the Israeli government because we're funding the Israeli government with nice rockets and good equipment. Billions of dollars. Those people are deprived. Have you really been deprived? No. Most of you have not. Because you can go to McDonald's on the corner and get a 2 for $2. You can go to Taco Bell and get you a Taco Bell. You can go to the garbage can and get something. But I'm telling you, family, when you're hungry, nothing else matters. Just think about that. When you're hungry, when you're thirsty, your body goes through a shutdown phase. I'm using this as a metaphor for the community we live in, and we are hungry. And we're getting hungrier thirstier by the day. They're cutting back more and more and more. And so sometimes one day, somebody you may know, somebody may be somebody you think you could trust. When the cards and chips are down, that person will betray you. Because if they have a vice, if they're on drugs, if they don't have enough money to take care of their rent bill, they might steal from you, might lose their house, may lose their home. You don't know, but those days are getting to be more and more prevalent today. Just drive around. You'll see. So things I laid out for you today, these things are real. And it just amazes me. I've been to several churches, family, and I know the pastor is making a lot of money. It's clear. It's clear. I talk to these same pastors, talk to other folks who may go to that church, or maybe those people who actually know something about how it's run. Most of those people I've talked to, they made it so hard to have a community discussion outside of promoting their church, outside of getting some kind of funding. They don't understand the real problem here. Because I'm going to tell you something. When the black people move out, the black church goes with it. The black church goes with it. So, now listen to my voice. If you want to comment on this discussion, press 1. You'll get in the queue, and I'll allow you to talk. Somebody's already done this already. So I have a last 4 digits of the number. Last 4 digits is 5135. I'm going to let you in. You have your say. Welcome. You're on the air. 5135.
Blessings, good brother. I just wanted to call in and tell you much respect, man. I remember we came across you at the California Chamber of Commerce event last year in Sacramento. You was one of the panelists up there.
Yeah, you talking about? I was on the panel for the wealth the community wealth conference forum. Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing, my brother?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good, brother. We were the group in the red shirts, my brother. A couple of us came down here to support you.
Yes, sir. The Hawk Foundation, brothers from the Hawk.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How you doing, my brother? Good to hear from you. What's your name, brother? What's your name?
This is Gabriel, brother Gabriel, man.
Brother Gabriel, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing real good, man. I just want to call and say much respect. Continue to stay encouraged in what you're doing and empowering our people. I just want to touch up on a little bit of the conversation time. I'm not going to be too long, but we was at this White House, Hawk Institute was invited to this White House Summit on Education at UC Davis about 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And everybody was talking about education and getting these kids educated in terms of, their post-secondary education, community colleges, universities, which is all fine and dandy. But as I was listening to Brother Dr. Umar, and he had broke it down real serious, because this is something that we actually came up and said, like, I know education is good and everything is powerful, but why, if we're teaching our kids to go work for somebody else and not build economic basis for themselves and pass on generational wealth, then all this education is going to continue to put us in a system of debt and slavery. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, when you get the no disrespect to any race or group, but you get the Chinese that come over here from China, first thing they do, they go lock up 5 convenience stores. They put their money together, they go get some convenience stores, some liquor stores in the hood, and some hair beauty supplies. Now they got their economic base. You get the Arabs coming here, they go get the gas stations. You see what I'm saying? Every race comes over here and capitalize off of everybody else is doing. But you know what? I want to take it a step further, man. I want to say, why don't we go to their places of business, to their countries, and capitalize off them like they capitalize off us? China people come to Oakland and L.A., Chicago, New York, and make millions of dollars. Why don't we get a group of young brothers together and go over to China, go over to Singapore, go over to Dubai, and start putting products and things together that we can sell to them at a higher markup and make money off of their economy? China got 1.3 billion people. 1.3 billion people in China. America has a little over 300 million. There's businessmen who own casinos in Vegas. Sheldon Anderson is one of them. He owns casinos in Vegas and in China. 90% of his wealth comes from China. You see what I'm saying? This is the white boy to go over to China and make his $26 billion corporation. You see what I'm saying? And that's where he get his money from. So I'm saying we got to start taking a step further. I'm all for education, and I love teaching my kids to go to school and get your education. But we gotta start locking down our economic base so we can start getting some education rocking. Because these tuitions is going up. These kids are getting locked in loans they're never gonna be able to pay back. They're never gonna be able to buy houses. They're never gonna be this American dream. This America is no American dream. America is a business, and it's always been that. And if we don't teach our kids business, you see what I'm saying? The school business. Everybody making money off minorities. They give them free money, and then they teach them how to be systematic slaves. You go to college, you get financial aid. You don't make it, so we'll put you on WIC, we'll put you on welfare, we'll put you on housing. We'll put you on these systems of the government until we get tired of you and then wipe you out and say we don't want to fund your programs no more because your president's out of here or whatever. And then now we're sitting there stuck holding the bag. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, these other entities are saying we don't care because we're grounded in economics. We got Subways and McDonald's and 7-Elevens and gas stations, A&PMs, you know, and that's how we sustain our family. We teach our kids business. They go off and get education, but they still work in a convenience store. You see what I'm saying? And that's where I think we as people we got to step outside the box to get out different results. We've been doing the same thing for a long time, and if we don't get outside the box and do something different, we're not going to ever change. And that's my piece, brother. Just to say
all right, my brother. You said it. I appreciate that. Now let me go and respond to you on a couple of things. China, that's a great idea, but let me tell you something about the Chinese. Chinese folks will never let that happen, my brother. They not allow that. They have set up them systems so tough. Let me tell you something. I'm reading an article just the other day that the white supremacists that run this country were trying to make movies in China, the overseas market. They were trying to depict Chinese in a derogatory, in a disrespectful, subtle, slight slave to the white supremacist system, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And the Chinese people said no. The Chinese people review all the movies that go overseas. They make sure that the Chinese people are depicted in a respectable way. They would not allow the white supremacists that run this country to depict them like they depict the black people in the movies. You see, because they understand, what most people understand, what the scholars understand, that how you depict your people on the big screen, it becomes reality for people overseas. I've been overseas several places, let me tell you. Everybody's stuck on the stereotype of black people. Sexual prowess, athletic sports, that's the good things, right? But also the negative things. We're not that smart. We beat our women. We have children we don't take care of. We're mostly thugs and tough guys. This is a personification that we have through the movie screen. And to people outside this country and even this country, people begin to believe that. So the Chinese people understand that how they allow themselves to be portrayed on TV is going to totally shape the community as they know it. So I'm saying, brothers, you cannot go over to China and start up a system. We got to start here. I don't know if you heard the whole broadcast, but the 15 steps that I broke down in the beginning, you can run the replay. I'll put it on the Bay Area Black Community YouTube channel, and I'll put it on my blog, BayAreaBlack.com. Click on the blog tab. BayAreaBlack.org. I'm sorry. BayAreaBlack.org. Click on the blog tab. There'll be the replay there too. But the thing is, the things I'm talking about, we haven't tried. And you're absolutely spot on when you said that we are funding their children's future. Now, for some, it's slave coach is what it is. But we would go and fund these people in our community as if they respect us. We will go through and give them all of our money, and what they'll do, they'll work 7 days a week for 20 years. I've watched them do it over the years. Same guy in the store all day, every day. He'll put his children through school, not to be just a bachelor's degree, a master's degree in business, so they can come back, take over the business at a higher level, hire low-level people to work for them. It'll be Mexicans at this point. It'll be the Mexican brothers at this point, unfortunately. A few black people sweeping the shop. But they'll have them employ that business so they can buy more and more. They'll wait and wait. They'll buy things in the black community as it turns white again. Gentrification, as it's going right now. Look at my last broadcast on the second black migration. Talk about a lot of that in that one. So what they're doing is they're playing a very long game with us, and we allowing it to happen. But look at the broadcast. Listen to the broadcast in the beginning. I broke down how we can stop all of this happening. But we need a team of people on the same mindset to get this done while we still have money. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, my brother Gabriel. If we allow the thing to finish us through gentrification, when the black man can't get a job, we have some jobs now, but we can't get a job, you allow the government system to fill your stomach with food and you know, with through welfare, through resources, through Section 8 housing, whatever. That's not a guarantee anymore. So they take that away from you after you got nothing else left. They take that away from you. You have nothing but to fight over the scraps of the few who have something in the community. And the thing I don't want to see happen, which I'm worried about, is almost going to happen. I'm worried about we getting to the point where we're fighting for the same piece of meat. Now, right now, you see on the street, if you know anything about the street gang, they fight over drug territory. They're doing that now. As we have a drought in the street, it's a drought. Things get violent. People fighting, taking territories over, who got more and whatever. But when it gets to the point where we don't even have food and water, you, brother,
shout out to Flint, Michigan. Shout out to Flint, Michigan.
Right, Flint, Michigan, right? So I'm just saying that people don't understand the loan. This is a chess game. They are chess masters. They manipulate situations that we think us, oh, this is just something that just happened to happen. No, this whole thing has been orchestrated to be exactly how it is today. But what we don't see as a community, because we're kind of naive in that aspect, because people who died off didn't share the knowledge with us, the parents who left behind didn't pass it to us, we don't see what's coming. See, we're at a point in history, Gabriel, that has never happened before. We have never seen in this country that the economy of a slave, they consider slaves even today, the economy of a slave is not needed. We can now transfer that economy to the Hispanic community coming over here, to the third generation Syrians coming over here, to the people coming overseas from different parts of the countries to be and take their position. Afro-Americans are a threat. They must be removed, and they will be removed if we allow it.
Well, see, they've been dropping little nuggets. I don't know if we're picking up on it. About 2 years, it was 2-3 years ago when they cut in Atlanta, when they cut off the EBT cards, and you saw that big mass array of people in the grocery store, and our brothers and sisters on the news cameras talking about we can't eat, we don't got enough food. Okay, that was one. So then they go to Flint, Michigan, and cut off the water supply with the brown water. So they showing you, you know, in bits and pieces. Hey, this is what's going. This is reality. But nobody really picking up on this stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But you see no Asians in there talking about we can't buy food. You see no white people talking about we can't buy food. No Mexicans. You know, as hard as you talk about.
Check this out.
Our Latino brothers and sisters. You know,
check this out. Look.
Economy.
Here's the thing, Gabriel, too, that many people don't see. They've initiated the Asian community into killing black people now. Did you know that? They've initiated them now. The policeman, he just got off for killing that brother in the dark stairwell in the projects. He got off with 5 months probation. They didn't give him no time. They had Asian protesters out there, so they support their people. They're not on your side. We keep thinking everybody's down with us. Everybody say, oh, we all together, bring it all together, all lives matter. Miss me with that. No. Because it don't. They don't have the all lives matter problem that black people have. Okay? So I don't even want to hear that stuff. So the thing is, when you initiate somebody in the white supremacist circle to kill your people too, so now you're going to have Asian cops trying to get a little light on the trigger now because this guy got off. They ain't going to get us no time either. See? Until we do what I said in the 15 steps, this is going to continue. This is going to continue. For those who just joined the broadcast, you can press 1 to enter the queue, and we'll let you respond to anything we talked about today. If you did not hear the whole broadcast, I encourage you to go back and listen to it. You're going to learn something you don't know already. I guarantee it. So press 1 if you want to get in the queue and have a few words. And meanwhile, we'll continue. Yes, my brother. So this is a very serious issue. And I'm campaigning on this because I know what's coming. And I like to say, my people don't understand. They're like, oh, okay. I watched a post today in Facebook. It pissed me off. Let me tell you what this person did. It was a great post, a great video. The brother talked about something he saw and how he broke down the video. It was a real conscious conversation. One brother says in one of the messages. You know what he says? He says, "Oh, Oh, I missed that. I was playing video games, but I'm going to get back on it now. I looked at that post. I almost responded to it. You idiot. You are so stupid. You are so dumb. You're such a slave that you're going to come on a channel to say somebody that, oh, you missed the broadcast because you was playing video games. We didn't have to know what you was doing. You know how much of an idiot you are to even come and voice that you were playing video games too much so you missed some conscious content? You come on there just to message somebody and to display how dumb you really are? That was utterly foolish. I almost checked him, but it wasn't my post. It wasn't on my channel. But it was pretty foolish. I said to myself, brother, I said, Gabriel, look, listen, if this is how bad we're doing in our community, if we're this sleep, if we're this in such a slumber, so to speak, when that final call goes out, we can be trying to run and grab our pants because we're gonna be so overwhelmed. I'm not gonna be, because I'll be posted up somewhere with a few things that I need to hold it down for a few people that I roll with. But as far as the whole community, it's not looking good, my brother. It's not looking good. But I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to empower my people, give them some information they didn't have before. I'm gonna try to incite people to be more aware and to plan while you have money. Because the last thing I want to hear, Gabriel, when that time comes, don't come crying to me about what you should be doing. You see, exactly. You should be planning right now. Everybody should have a set amount of resources in their home right now in the event of a disaster. It ain't got to be an earthquake. It could be a white supremacist quake, if you know what I'm saying. You should have a few months of supply of food and clean water for you and your children or you and your significant other. You should have that done. And every man of every household should be in charge of getting that done. If you got kids, you got a family, you got a wife, whatever, you better be taking care of this business, because when it comes down to it, they're looking at you like, what we gonna do? Going outside might not be an option. With some kind of thing outbreak, and you let these hyenas get loose out of here, who ain't got no father figure, who don't know how to do nothing but go to the store and go to a fast food restaurant and get it, or go to baby mama house and get her food from them. When they get let loose in the street and they ain't got no food, the EBT card shut off, and you all quarantined off, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna look around, okay, who can we get now? Who is the most vulnerable in the community first? They're gonna go to the elders first, hate to say it. They're going to the elders first. She gonna die anyway. He gonna die anyway. Going to them first. They're going to come in, they're going to form little groups, little hyena packs. I'm telling you how this works. I've seen it done. They're going to form little groups. They go door to door. Okay, I know who live here. This is my community. I know, okay, that person here, he ain't got nobody. He old. He don't get around that good. He got a cane. Oh, she been there 85 years old. She got a wheelchair sometime. Let's go in and get this stuff first. And when they get done with them, on a lockdown situation, they go to the women with children. Okay, she talking a lot, but she can't back nothing up. We go in there with three of us. We go in there. We take all her food. Forget her bump her baby. Forget her kids. We don't care. We need to eat today. They're going to go to every household that they know who are not prepared or who are too afraid to fight back. All this time, white supremacists going to sit back and watch. Okay, let them kill a few more off. Let's get rid of most of the men. Let them kill each other off. This is a military tactic.
It's tactics.
It's tactical. I have a military mindset, my friend. I've never been to the military, but I have a military tactic because I've trained in the martial arts, the assassin arts with my cousin. I've studied, I've read books, I've tried things, I've tested things. I've been overseas. I've seen this time and time again. This is military tacticians at its best. That Flint water crisis, my brother, that was systematically set up. That brother, I heard today he was, yesterday, he's the mayor, Rick Snyder, he's a venture capitalist. And venture capitalist is somebody who goes in and funds businesses to get money made back. He knows, like I know, like maybe Brother Gabriel knows. He knows that when you point in the water, them Negroes gonna try to run out and get out. The ones who can't leave gonna leave. Of course. And when we move the city out like that, we're gonna get the property for dirt cheap. Then we're gonna build up. Then we're gonna fix the water system when they leave. You see, and the ones we don't leave, we're gonna kill the rest by our hand through the police.
Well, how about this? The water is dirty, but you're still sending out bills. You're still making $200 a month for the dirty water. You see what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna leave up the dirty water. We're gonna evict you because you got a lien on your water bill in your house, and we can still get the house. You can put a lien on your house because you didn't pay the $200 water bill for the dirty water. So either way, we're gonna get you up out of here. we're gonna gentrify this city, which was 90% majority black, and they only the city only gives a 5% set aside for minority rights, and the black people don't get it. That's another story. You see what I'm saying? Okay, but after that happens, let's get these white people up out of here. Let's bring the Motor City back. Let's bring on Motor City back without the black people.
And the killer point is, my black people, because see, in Africa, they tell stories. They tell a story about your history, how your lineage of your forefathers who came before you. They tell stories about how to take care of the land. Even the animals on the field, Gabriel, they teach the young how to deal with situations in their environment. We're not teaching our young how to follow through on the next generation of things. So we lost all this knowledge. So now what they're gonna do? See, black folks ain't never been in a situation, and we're in the worst time we ever been in this country outside of slavery because they don't need us no more. I tell people, I say, listen, you really don't understand because you never seen a war, because you under 60 years old, you never seen a war, you never had to be in war. You don't understand. They don't need us anymore. The Hispanic community can replace us completely. If you look at slavery, we were money. We were monetary value for the white man. And they need us. They could not kill us all. They need to make money. Somebody got to pick that cotton and whatnot. So they kill a few to inspire fear and terror, and the rest left. See, but they never tried to kill us all because the Indians didn't bow down. They eradicated the Indians. They got rid of them. They destroyed them to the point where they'd be 3% of the whole U.S. population or whatever. And if they couldn't kill them, what they do? Give them plenty of drugs, plenty of alcohol, keep them pacified, while we destroy and take over everything. It's game. This is military tactics. Okay, there people went in there. I heard a story, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard a story said about Brazil. Brazil, I know one thing for sure. Brazil is the highest population of Africans outside of Africa in Brazil. But they said the Spanish came over there. They said the Spanish came over there, tried to destroy all the Brazilians. The Brazilians destroyed everything in the Hispanic, Spain people. They killed all them people. They came back later. They said the Portuguese came in different. See, the Spanish go try to take over a mass takeover, but the Portuguese came over there with different kind of hands. See, they came over bearing gifts, giving them wine, giving them trading with them, making things happen, and they assimilate into the community. That's why they speak Portuguese today. So, if you can't fight a person direct, what they do, they pacify you to death. Look at the Negro trinkets that we have today. You got everybody. Look, you be on welfare. They got better TVs than I got. I got 2 old TVs in here. I ain't bought nothing new. Okay, you go on somebody on welfare. They go to their house. They got flat screens, Xboxes, PS4s. I'm like, they living better than I got.
God damn it, you better.
I'm just saying, right? So they living better than we living. Okay, but you know what? Them is Negro trinkets, man. Negro trinkets. You can't do nothing with it. You can't eat that TV. Cut that card off and see how you feeling. I give you 1 week. I don't know anybody on welfare who can last the whole check until the next check without losing the going through at the end of the month and being stuck. It's not enough for you to get happy. Make it rain on. Okay, you gotta tough it out. You gotta tough it out. So I'm just saying to people, listen, your day coming. Don't knock on my door. I'm telling you now for a reason. I'll be a ghost in the wind, baby. I'll be a ghost in the wind.
We got away. I grew up in Silicon Valley, man. Mike moved was born and raised born in Louisiana. Grew up in Silicon Valley, and so I was one of the kids that was before I moved to Sacramento in high school. I grew up around a lot of white kids. You know what I mean? A lot of rich families and stuff, and they would always drop little nuggets. You know what I mean? Like, I remember I was 8th grade, and one of the dads of my friends said, "Man, he says, you guys like to," he said, "You guys, you guys like to buy a lot of flashy stuff, a lot of, a lot of stuff that really doesn't, really doesn't mean anything after you buy it, the jewelry and the cars and the clothes and all that stuff." He said, "Gabe, I only brought 1 diamond in my lifetime." And I was like, "Really? What is that?" He said, "That's a diamond that's on my wife's finger."
I knew
that's the only diamond I've ever brought. And he said, "Everything else I invest in stocks, Roth IRAs, mutual funds, things that appreciate with value." He said, "I got over $3 million in my lifetime 401k, Roth IRA, in my accounts. That's where my wealth goes." And so you guys put it all on stuff that he really wanted to say nigger trinkets, you know what I mean? But he politically said he put it on stuff and trinkets that don't mean anything, and then it's value that you end up throwing away. And that was something that really stuck with me, and that's what I when we work with the young men in the Hawk Institute, that's what I try to instill into them, change their mindset about what they actually value. Because all the stuff that we buy after we buy it doesn't really have value. You see what I'm saying? Like I was telling the story about how, you know, if you invest your money at a younger age, it doubles in value when you get older. You see what I'm saying? Triples, quadruples, and you try to catch the game later on in life, you really don't get that much of a value for it. You see what I'm saying? So start young. It's never too young to go and buy a stock at Starbucks, or you go buy, instead of buy them Jordans, man, you go put your money in something that's gonna grow. Buy a vending machine. Buy a lawnmower. Go cut some grass. Get back to these old basic Black Wall Street tactics that we started in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we built our own economy from things that we had all the labor force and all the tools that equipped us to make money and build our economy. We got to get back, start teaching our kids how to do that instead of supporting them with Jordans and supporting them with these white European designers that really don't care about us. I mean, it kills me how, you know, after Tommy Hilfiger says, you know, my clothes aren't for black people, sales go up 24%, you know, in the black community. I mean, how retarded? I mean, it shows
that's the slave. That's the slave
mindset,
my brother.
It's
that's
so
the slave
strong.
mentality.
You know what I'm saying? That they put that stuff in, it's so embedded in us. You can sit here and tell us you hate us to our face, and we still go out there and support you. The Koreans,
now, you know what? I just had a broadcast on. I just had a broadcast on. Brother Boise Watkins talked about. He wrote an article on Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre gave X amount of millions of dollars to, I think, UCLA. He made money. He made money off the backs of black people. You know, with certain music that wasn't not so popular. Look back on, he matured some, but look what he did with the money. He gave money back to white colleges when the historical black colleges is going bankrupt and going under. He donates to people who don't even need the money. You telling me because that's what I tell people. Listen, stop following people because they got a lot of money. That don't mean nothing. Your mind has to be right. Okay, you can be a billionaire. Don't mean you because you black, you down for the black people. Don't mean nothing. How you gonna be a billionaire and let the historical black colleges fall apart? You make your money off the black community, but then you turn around and donate to the white community. I don't understand that. I just don't get it. An Asian would never do that. Asian would never do that. I'm tell you something. If Asian people knew how to play ball like we do, sports and all that, killing it right now, we wouldn't be in so much poverty right now. Asian folks would be overrunning white folks right now. They doing that anyway. But like I said, you know, it's the slave mindset, my brother, the slave mindset. And we have to really do something about that. We have to do something about that. But let me see.
Brother, man, it's been a blessing, man, talking with you, chopping up game, man. I'll tune in the next sessions, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, somebody want to chime in and call into the show, man. Chop some game up with you, man.
I appreciate you, brother. And like I said, you go from the beginning. You listen to the whole broadcast. It'll be on our BayAreaBlack.org. Click on the blog tab. It'll be in there. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bay Area Black, the Bay Area Black community on YouTube. You'll get the whole list there. Break it down. But I appreciate you calling, brother. Let me get somebody else in. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and mute your mic. All right, Sister 9339. I know you got something to say. What's on your mind? Last four digits, 9339. Hello? Oh, she maybe is not there. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to open up for last digits is 5484. 5484. You're on the air. What's on your mind? Hello?
There's always a lot of stuff on my mind.
What's on your mind? Talk to me.
Well, you know, I was just talking because I know this. I was talking to my husband about this a few minutes ago, but I know already this has been going on for a long time in regards to how, you know, they pushed a lot of black people out of Oakland, and basically black people volunteered to go, but by their scheme, of course. And so I was talking to someone on Saturday that lives in on 25th in East Oakland, and she's been there probably for 30 plus years. And she's like, she walked out of her house one day, and she said, "Oh my God, I've never seen this many white people in this area in my life."
Wow.
And that right there, I'm sitting up
Caught her
there
by
like,
surprise.
man, she was like, everywhere she turned and looked, it was white people. And, she's been there her entire life. So she's Cuban, though, but she's been around black people all her life. And her daughter, her daughter is my cousin's daughter. So, her daughter's black. But she's, like, walked out her house. She walked down the street in disbelief. But this has been going on, though. This has been already in, the process for many years now already. But the thing is like just to see it in full bloom like that is very shocking. And it should be an eye-opener to, many of us that really the people are not looking and listening and, even paying attention, because half the people that they pushed out of Oakland, these people volunteered to go with the Section 8 lottery and stuff.
Right.
They just volunteered to go. Been here all their life.
They don't know what they're getting themselves into. Where they're going, though. They don't know what's coming. It's like you got rats going toward a cage with cheese in here. When you go hit that cheese, they close the gate on you.
Exactly what it's like. That's exactly what it's like.
They close the gate on you.
Told me that, and when she told me that, it just really, really like pushed a lot of thoughts in my head. Only because I heard it gonna come about, but the thing is when she told me how drastic of a change it was, I just was like, man, this is ridiculous. And then nobody really sees it until they see it, like just like she did, stepped outside and really saw it. They're just passing it up, not really tripping, just like West Oakland. It's like West Oakland never looked like that ever. Now it's like it's really not even. It's barely any black neighborhoods out there anymore.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the funny thing about it is that if they didn't want to live amongst the white people, I get it. I understand that. You could have just rented your house out and made a killing.
Right.
You could have rented your house and made income off of that. But now they solely got out and left everything. I don't care. Bye. And look at them now. They can never come back.
In the places that they moved to, the cost of living is cheaper. So that means the jobs are less, too. So it's not like they're going to be making any more money or it's like not a win situation.
It really not.
I just feel like, in that regard, people, when even hearing about that and just seeing it, that should open their eyes to do something, make some kind of different move, something that you haven't done before.
Right.
Because whatever a lot of people have been doing ain't been working. It's just not working.
Well, it's because we don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand. We're going up against a machine. It's like it's so many different black groups out there. They're like, to me, they're like specialists. Okay, when you go to the doctor, you got a foot problem. We can get somebody to take care of your foot. When you go to the doctor, you got somebody who can fix your eye doctor. We get you to take care of that. But what the black community don't have until this organization that I'm attempting to build here is a general care practitioner. How do you know you got a real issue with your foot if it ain't cut off, it's not bleeding? You need a doctor to diagnose that. But if you don't have anybody who looks like you, who feels like you, who understands your culture, who understands how you feel, you'll never get to the right place. You go all around town seeing specialists. And that's what we have in the community right now. We got a group of Negroes with specialists. But nobody's attacking the overall body. Like, why is this body getting sick? The black community is the body. Why is this body getting sick? That's the need I'm trying to address here. Why the body getting sick? I know why the body's getting sick, so let's get the resources together so we can fix the body. But no, we got people running around here, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to make money doing this. Yeah, you can make money doing that right now. But if all your clients are black people have to have employment to make money to pay you. So if that goes away, if their income goes away, thus so does yours. This is the problem that people don't understand. This is a military tactical advantage against us. This is a system we're fighting here. McDonald's can outdo most people because they're not the best hamburgers or whatever. They're the best fries. Well, they got good fries, but they're not all You know, it has some issues on the fries, but they have a system. Every McDonald's you go to runs the same way. It's a system. So when you're fighting the system, you don't have a system. How can you outproduce a system? System has been proven to produce results over 300 years of slavery. White supremacy it produces results. So
I feel like they're just getting better and better.
They are, because you look, I believe in my heart, the heart of hearts, their grandfathers, their great grandfathers have passed down, son, daughter, this is how you do it to black people. Give them a little something that's shiny. Give them a little something they're special about. They'll like Hillary Clinton's right now running this campaign. All she did was talk about her husband and when he played the saxophone. Big deal. They went to the community and they know a few people know who they are. They went to a few funerals or whatever, but they haven't written any policy for black people. Not any good policy for us. So it's like we reward people off nothing. They saw me. they see me in the room. Oh, I feel special because some white person that smiled at you or said some compliment to you, but haven't really affected your life in any positive way, besides acknowledging you in the room for that one time while they need your damn vote. After that, ghost. See, they know how we work. They talk to their parents. Their grandparents taught them this. Son, how you deal with this mental slaves? You deal with it this way. The few people who are really doing it right, they try to blacklist them. See, I tell people all the time, listen, you want to know who's doing the right things in the community? Go to the little guy who ain't got the big media support. Go to the little guy who don't have the big funding corporations funding them. That's the person probably doing the right thing.
The drive and the ability to, actually get things done. But,
right.
I mean, the thing is, too, though, a friend of mine, she was telling me about at work. She, this African American guy. She trained. She basically mentored him through his, starting at their company, and then when they had a award ceremony or something, he didn't even mention her, but he mentioned all the white people that he barely even knew or trained with.
Wow.
Didn't say thank you. Didn't at the end say, "Oh, I'm sorry." No. He didn't even acknowledge her.
Wow.
But he acknowledged all the white people that he didn't even train with. People just that they not necessarily work directly with, but people that probably was a head person or something that he didn't even really know. And it's like that's the type of stuff and she actually helped him get to the position he was trying to get to by mentoring him, but not because of the job asked her to, but because she felt like he maybe had those qualities, but I guess he was whitewashed, so he just used her.
House Negro. That's a house Negro. He want to be under master. Want to make sure master looks good, make sure take care of everything. Screw the field Negro, just like that. See, that's the problem. That's why I said.
That's the thing though. When you're even as a collective black people are getting together trying to make positive moves. You get those phony people. And those phony people is really what make you just kind of really strap down on your security in that regard. Because I mean, it's sad, but it's true because you can't even trust people in that regard because you think they're being genuine, but all in all, here they come trying to stab you in back.
That's why you got to qualify everybody. That's why I did a broadcast on sorting your circle. Sort your circle first because you got to make sure you're going to build on top of something. You're going to have loyal people. The people who are going to have your back is always going to, hey, check this guy right here, this chick right here. Because when you wasn't here, this is what she was trying to do. This is what he was trying to do. You got to have loyal people to back you up. Because building something that's positive, see, it's people have a hard time understanding this, but everybody black don't want to see black people prosper. Now, that's going to be hard to chew on right there. That's going to be hard that's going to be hard for some people to understand. But there's black people in the skin that do not want to see black people prosper, period. They align with the white supremacists.
A lot of us have worked with those type of people. God, I know you do.
They are. That's what they say. Everybody, all your skin folk ain't your kinfolk. And that's so true. That's true. That's so true. All your skin folk, not your kinfolk.
Although, the sad part is like a lot of people, I feel like in the type of people we mainly deal with in this type of atmospheres. You know, of course, we want better for our people, but that's what makes it so hard to connect with people because they feel the opposite. You know, and that's one of the reasons it's so hard to connect with our people because they don't feel like they want better for their own people.
Yeah.
They're just trying to manipulate and connive and try to do everything for their own gain.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So we got to be very careful. That's why it's not easy. If anybody tells you building a black community is easy and it just came like it was nothing, something's wrong with that picture because if you're not sorting your circle first before you build with them, you need to have a strong foundation no matter what you do. You got to know who you can depend on and who you can't depend on, who's got your back and who don't have your back. That's why everybody you start with ain't going to be with you in the end because everybody's not on the same page. You know, I tell you right now, if I do an event and open up to everybody to do, you know, whatever they're going to do, like give them an opportunity to, you know, showboat what they got going on, it'll be everybody coming up showing up what they're going to do because it's not really about the community, it's about what they want, you see. But they don't understand right, because they don't understand the big picture.
So individualized, the mentalities are individualized.
Right. I'm gonna do a broadcast on that too, individualism. But the thing is, they don't understand the bigger picture. See, those who understand the bigger picture, rolling with me on this movement, because the bigger picture shows that none of us gonna eat. None of us gonna eat eventually. They gonna keep tightening their bag, giving out less until we have nothing. And along that way, a lot of people are gonna die physically because they're not being fed physically, they're not being fed spiritually or mentally. And a lot of people are going to die because if you got problems in your home, you can't think about going and building up anything when you haven't even found out where your next meal coming from. See, but people want to tell you, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. If the kids at school, if they don't have food at home, how do you expect them to go to school and learn something? This person didn't eat breakfast and lunch. He didn't even eat breakfast this morning. Last night he didn't eat dinner. We don't come to work and be focused? Are you serious?
Come to school with dirty clothes, the same old thing.
Right.
It's just not.
These are things that I understand that a lot of people don't understand. If you come from like a person comes from like silver spoon, or you come from have, I come from have not. So I understand the ladder goes up. The ladder goes up. You know, I come from have not. So I understand these things. That's why I say I'm warning people that listen. You guys don't understand how this really works. I talk to people all the time. I say, oh, they having big speeches, and what brother said. I was on a wealth conference in Sacramento for the about the wealth forum they had for the Black Chamber of Commerce, California Black Chamber of Commerce. And what they understand is that, listen, a lot of folks don't understand. They come from have. I come from have not. So you don't understand if you've never been in poverty. You don't understand how poverty really works.
Right.
To you, poverty is what you see on the news. You feel me? Poverty is something you see people talk about, but you don't understand poverty. You never experienced that. It's like
you never ate no sugar toast or no cheese toast because there wasn't no food.
Right. You ain't living on rice and scrambled eggs. Grilled cheese again.
Powder eggs, like yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look, Vienna sausages mixed with top ramen. That's dinner. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boy, let's go get this couple foods. Go over the store and get this and bring that back. Man, I don't want to go over there with that. Boy, you better go get what you eat tonight. It's just things you don't understand. So I said, now I got to a position I can take care of myself and do some things differently. I understand that what's coming going to shock everybody. Your friend was shocked when you come out of number white folks. They moving in overnight. So one day, okay.
Right. That's exactly what
overnight.
I interpreted that. They just moving in overnight.
Yeah, it's an invasion. It's an invasion. So what happens when people come in the middle of the night and occupy your space? Where black people used to be 40% of the population in Oakland, and now they're 20%. Mexicans is 40%. What happens when black folks is like 5%? Can you imagine the patrols, the police patrols going to be a little different?
Those 5% are actually seeing it, but they don't even really know what to do. Because eventually they're going to get pushed out.
I tell you what, a black man walking the streets of Oakland in a couple of years from now going to be real hard. He might say, hey, where you going? Where you live?
Right.
It never happened like that before in Oakland when Oakland was black. When it turned white, a black man walking the street or jogging, just getting in shape, jogging, gonna get stopped, gonna get harassed. Might be some more killings because they don't want you here no more. Oakland's no longer yours.
Yeah.
See, so
And
that's that.
what day is Dr. Umar coming?
Oh, Dr. Umar will be here May 12th. He gonna be at the Black Repertory Theater in Berkeley / Oakland on Adeline there. I'll probably send another text out, but it's on the website, barrierblack.org. I put on the blog. It's a whole flyer that he texted me, say he's gonna be here that day at the Black Repertory Theater. So I think he said it's gonna be $20. Yeah, so everything is on time and everything. It's gonna be $20 to get in. $20, yeah. So that's gonna be something looking forward to.
Do you know the topics that he's speaking on?
It's gonna be psychology, of the children, because that's what he does, is clinical psychology for the children. So he's gonna speak on that. But Dr. Umar gonna speak on a lot of stuff. So he talk about the psychology of our children, plus what's happening in the community, and probably the election too, because it's right around the corner for the election stuff. So he'll discuss the election, clinical psychology with our children, how they're getting treated, what we should do, what we can do about it, as well as what's going on in the community today. Guarantee going to cover all those topics. So it won't be.
I need to, because I think I'm gonna go on his what's the name, and get the his Facebook and get the actual flyers. Is it on his Facebook?
Yeah, it's on his Facebook. But I posted in the Bay Area Black Community Group too some time ago.
I'm gonna send it to somebody, to someone out in Oakland.
Okay, well I'll forward the flyer. I'll forward the flyer to you. I'll send the flyer to your phone. I'll send the flyer to your phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. All right, so let me see. Somebody else want to talk. Let me see. I'm gonna put you in. Thanks for calling in. I'm gonna give somebody a chance to speak on what they want to say. Let's see here. All right, hang on. Okay, I have last 4 digits of the number is 6647. 6647. 6647. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Welcome back,
All
my
right,
family.
man.
How you doing?
All right, brother, man. I'm just about to head to the gym, man, but I figure, I definitely got calling to the show. It's funny, so with all this gentrification, man, I think blacks are down to about 5% in San Francisco, right? But I actually was just walking down the street to actually volunteer. I think I forgot what day it was. It was a few days ago, maybe Thursday, like last Thursday. So I'm literally going to volunteer. So I'm blogging, I have my own blog, and I'm listening to a business ebook on marketing. So I'm literally at the stop, and I probably missed a couple lights, whatever. So I hear somebody talking on the phone like they're talking to the police.
Were you walking? Were you walking?
I was walking, yeah. I was walking to I was on 16th Street. I was going to Mission, and then yeah. Well, I wasn't exactly at the Mission, but I was on 16th, headed to the Mission, and then I was going to walk up to 24th and volunteer at this. It was this Bernie Sanders event, whatever. So I was about to go over there, help out a friend, whatever. So, I go there, and all of a sudden, I'm doing my blogging. Have my ebook in, so I'm halfway paying attention, have one ear just in case, something goes down. All of a sudden,
social awareness, brother.
Exactly. So I've got to keep at least one ear open. I need them all open. But
you do.
But yeah. But so I hear somebody talk to the cops, whatever. So you saw they talk to the cops on the phone, whatever, So I see this one Asian guy. He looks like a techie. I mean like a techie, and I'm like. This. Why the hell is somebody calling the cops on him? He was nonchalant, whatever. He's like a little nerdy Asian guy, whatever.
Right.
And so I probably turned to look up, and I turn around, and my light changes at this time, so I'm crossing the street, and I see that he's calling the cops on me.
What?
He's literally I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just walking. like at best you could say I missed a couple lights because I was, blogging whatever. But I mean, he straight up white dude, straight up called the cops on me. And
why?
Well,
why?
I have a family. Well, like I have a brother who's a cop, and like I also have like this other friends that are cops too. So some of the good ones, whatever. And and they say, man, like like I'm not gonna say anybody specific. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but they say they get a lot of those calls, man. Like this, they get a lot of those calls because like you get these people who like this with all this gentrification, they're like, why are you here? Like this, why are you here? Like obviously there's no work to do for you. Yeah, like it's extremely dangerous because let's say, for example, I have my headphones on completely like this, both ears, not paying attention. We'll start walking down the street, and let's say the cops actually did show up, right? Like I was gone by the time we probably finished the conversation, but so let's say that would have happened, and like a cop would have grabbed me. Like me, being like I grew up in Detroit, I grew up in the hood. I think, hey man, this guy's not even paying attention as a cop. It's, hey, somebody grab me from behind. I'm about to get robbed or killed. Whatever.
You might have socked him in his head or something.
Exactly. So then, how about then? So now he literally has the right to. I mean, like at least on paper, he will have the right. I mean, the way they will word it, he will have the right to kill me. I mean, just he probably say I called him. He did not comply. When I came up on him, he physically battered me. So
oh my God,
it can happen. Yeah, so like it can happen.
That's what I'm saying, man. I've been telling people, listen, it's getting to that point, man. People think it's a game, man. This is serious. You can lose your life just go walking across the street. You let them gentrify Oakland, you still here. You in Frisco, right? So,
Frisco, yeah.
People don't understand, man. They don't get it.
It's almost completely gone. So I mean,
gone.
This Oakland's gonna be like that. Like I was surprised. Like I don't live in Oakland. Like I don't go to Oakland often. But
it's mighty white over here, my brother. Mighty white.
Last time I've been there, I was like, there's a lot of white people here.
Yeah, nothing. Trust me. Yeah, it's not like it's not the Oakland that we used to have. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I remember I was doing stuff, and it's sad too because all this gentrification happened because like a lot of these young, because like it's happening in like my hometown of Detroit too. It's like this, you get all these young white people with buddy, they want to go and have some excitement and where the action's at, and everybody gets to play. I mean, like, displaced. And, the crappy thing about it is that niggas are stupid. So, I'm sorry, because my...
No, I'm sorry, go ahead, CJ. No, it's not all black. It's the niggas. It's niggas and black people. It's a difference.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the N-words.
Yeah, I got you, but
a lot of times they think that they're getting, I get this section and I go somewhere else. And it's like, first of all, living in a larger city, you have more infrastructure here. So you go out to the suburbs, you may be out on your own. Like I remember, just in Detroit a few years ago, Detroit was controlling the water. So what the white people wanted, like just in the suburbs, they wanted to control the water. Even though the water is in Detroit, you know what I mean? But they wanted to control the flow of stuff. Right. They wanted to control that. That's actual power. You go to the suburbs, man, you literally at their mercy. The infrastructure is not as good. And let's be honest, a lot of us don't have the skills. So once we go there, it's going to be one big hood too. It's going to be one with a small, crappy hood. So, like the only solution, like I always say, is to, build business. And I think it's just kind of like the old saying goes, like to say, the 300, man. I had one acquaintance who posts something on Facebook. He's one of those Hebrew Israelites. Yeah. Like, like some stuff he posts is cool, some stuff is whatever. But
out there, right?
He posts. Oh yeah, but he posted something. Was like it's like Negroes are voting for Hillary. Coons are voting. Conscious coons are voting for Bernie. And then he's like, I'm not doing nothing. Nobody's talking about me. And one thing I replied, and he didn't reply back. I said, what have you done? Let's be honest. We spend $1 trillion a year. What have you done? What black businesses have you supported? What political campaigns have you supported? I've supported some, and I want to do more.
Right.
And I believe that we need to lobby. We need to get away from this Democrat thing, and unless we're gonna, or if we stay in them, at least have lobbyists, the same way the Jews do, same way the gays do. That's one thing I said. But this slave mentality where you complain, man, we gotta get rid of those people too, because they're mind killers. Like this,
That's it. Mind. That's a good word. Mind killers. That's good. I'm about to keep that. Mind killers. Yes, man. Oh, man, you missed the part of the broadcast. You go back and replay the beginning when it's over. I recorded, put it on YouTube. But, yeah, I talked about this right here, man. We got to clean up some things, man. And like I said, them cats who just want to complain in the corner and do whatever, man, they got to go. They got to go, too.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. Like,
we don't have time for that.
They could tell you 1,000 different historical facts or, this person was this,
It means nothing. I call them conscious idiots. Conscious idiots. It means nothing when you can't feed your family, man. It means nothing. I don't care. I tell you all the time. Show me anything. Show me what you can bless me with any kind of religion you want. But if I can't feed my family at the end of the day, man, I'm not feeling you on that right now. My family got to eat every day. You feel me? So it's like, man, that I hear the conscious community. I hear them talking that stuff. Well, listen, man, I'm not feeling that because I know what's gonna happen. You can go in there with your Hebrew Israelites, and I ain't knocking them for what they doing. Do your thing. But if we at the end gonna have the infrastructure, we ain't got nobody. We can't take care of our people. When them riots and stuff started happening, it ain't gonna matter what religion you think you are on to. If you can't hold it down, man, it's gonna be war in the street, man. Straight up.
Oh, total.
Straight
totally,
up,
man. Yeah, I doubt that dude even has enough supplies to last of a week. You know what I mean? So, I mean, seriously. I mean, especially too, especially too. But I got love for the person. I mean, they're a good person. But if you start to,
if you don't have enough to last a week, man, he gonna be at your house, man.
Well, it's like this, man. If you start to think about your circle, when you start to think about people, first I cut out the people that were like, just super negative, like, people who, pretty much when you have like this, let's say you in the, we're talking about cousin of the black community, whatever. So let's say you have a cousin or a friend or whatever that just keeps getting locked up, just keeps doing stupid stuff.
For just stupid stuff, right?
Exactly, just sabotaging stuff. You definitely gotta get rid of that guy, because especially now with these all-in-laws, you're probably going to jail too. You're like, hold on a minute, like, how did I get charged with this? Like, I didn't do this. And at the same time, like, you also got to get rid of what I call, the mind killers or just the energy wasters. You know what I mean? Like, they're like sabotaging people who, have, and you could tell because there's a difference between constructive criticism and just being a crab. Because
right.
They have no solution. Okay, it's like, oh, you can't do this. Okay, so what would you do?
Right.
You have no idea. Okay, so your complaining and doing nothing has not worked ever. Has not worked ever.
Dr. George Fraser told me, he said, you know what? If you don't get mad, you don't get angry, you won't do nothing. He said, people who are angry, they do stuff. They do something. I tell people, look, I'm angry all day long. So I'm looking for solutions to do stuff. And like I told my friend Edward the other day, I said, listen, man, let me show you a skill that I learned over the years. When you got to deal with people, if it could be your family, it could be your friends, whatever it is, if that person don't live with you and they're draining you mentally, man, just cut your phone off, man. Voicemail.
Totally.
I'm not gonna let nobody mess up my day. The white supremacists mess up my day. Sometimes they try to get at me on whatever it is. I'm not gonna let my circle mess up my day. If you call me number drama, and you don't want no solutions, I'm gonna send you the voicemail because I ain't got time to deal. You ain't gonna drain my day. I can't deal with the mind killers like that. Straight up.
Totally. I remember, like, I saw this one post Tariq Nasheed posted, and I shared it, where they compared slavery, the lynching of black people, to eating pork chops, right? Like, I mean, it was just one of these fake, white, racist, white liberals. She had this picture, so like I posted it. I posted what Tariq said, and I had a white friend that I thought was relatively cool. I mean, he was pretty cool. I've known him for years. He's more of a friend of my brother's.
Uh-huh.
He had an issue when I said, I mean, because Tariq didn't say all, but he said, why did he, he said these white liberals are just as racist as ever. He didn't say all, he didn't say most, but, he was telling the truth. His whole rant was about, like that I offended white liberals versus, I'm like, stuff like this, you got to check. I mean, I had to check him too, but this is stuff like you got to call these people out on. I mean, this is comparing black people to animals. This is how they justify slavery. This is how they justifying all these killings, which is modern day lynchings of blacks. Oh, I mean, he's basically animal. I mean, despite the fact that apes have straight hair, no lips, and chimpanzees have white faces, white people like to call black people monkeys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, racist white people.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So you already saying, so this subhuman thing that you call stuff, but you got to check them up on that, like just don't let nobody, and who your friends are, where you stand with the people, like, because I actually want to take pride in it, because now you know who somebody is, like if you want to not call this person out on it, but just get mad at me, I don't need you in my life, you know what I mean? Because I know, like, I got white friends, not all white people bad. I don't have that, Yeah,
I don't hate white folks, I don't hate white folks. It's like I'm like to the point where hate take a lot of energy. I don't hate white folks. What I do, I hate white supremacists, and I tell you what, that's why I don't even on Facebook. Listen, I got a group where I put all my stuff that I'm talking about with my people. It's a closed group. You in it? Yeah. The Barely Black Community. You gonna join that group? I'm telling you, before I add anybody to that group, I look at them. I delete a lot of people on the group coming in, whatever. You're just gonna be requesting this group. This is a group for certain things. So I look at people that see request to join the group. I click on the profile. If I can't find no pictures of you and it show like you got a real timeline, you ain't some camouflage white supremacist in the low, you ain't some informant, CI, whatever. I'm looking at all your stuff before I say, okay, I let this person in. Can't nobody verify who you are? You ain't. I deny every time because because the stuff I'm gonna say here, I ain't trying to pat you on the back, pat you on the head. It's what it is, bro. You in this group, this is what we talk about. This is what we talk about, real issues. So I ain't catering to nobody about how you feel about you because you got people in your family that's white. So what? Everybody probably got somebody in their family white down the line, unless you from Africa, like you, my brother. So what? Deal with it because this is a reality. If you that sensitive about it. When this thing happened, you can try to go run to their side, and they going to say, nah, you a nigga. You over there with them. You light-skinned is whatever. You still light-skinned. You a light-skinned nigga. You with them. And looking like, oh, can y'all accept me? Nah, hell no. Get out of here. You this not your group either. You Uncle Tom. Not Uncle Tom, but you a house Negro. You go find your own space. You had a shot to be with us, but you chose the other side, so that's where you going to stay. Nah, I'm not sharing. Look, I'm not sharing my food and water with no house Negroes, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm not sharing no resources with no house Negroes. You come to my door if you can find me wherever I am, and you knock on my door talking about, nah, man, get down the road. You're gonna be looking down of a barrel of a nice size rifle. Don't get off my step. I'm just letting you know you ain't down with. You got to go. I'm not feeding slaves, man. I'm not feeding house Negroes. I'm not looking out for nobody who ain't down with the cause. I'm just not, because in the end of the day, if you're not sure who you are when something go down, you're gonna compromise me in my situation. And I ain't letting nobody compromise my family, man. And like I said, you part of my family. I'm gonna hold you down. I'm gonna hold cats down on the call who I know personally. I'm gonna hold a few people down, man. We bond up somewhere and we roll on somebody. We hold that situation down. Just get to me, you feel me? But I'm not rolling with everybody. I'm like, hold on, back up off my boat step, or you're gonna lose some toes, bro. I'm blow your knee off. Don't come in with that. You're a slave. You go find your group. This ain't for slaves. Go find your group. This ain't yours. Deuces. And listen, and you come back a second time, dirt nap. I'm sorry, I'm not messing around. So, like I say, man, this is the sort. How do you call it? This is the sorting process right here, man. This radio show right here is for people who strong-minded and taking care of black people. I'm not looking out for nobody else. Sorry. You're going to cook and clean for somebody. You want to do whatever you want to do. While you got your money now, I suggest you get some supplies up. Get your weight up. Because I'm giving no quarter to no slaves. I'm not giving no quarter to house Negroes. Gets no quarters in my spot. Guaranteed. Straight up. They tried. You could have got killed the other day. You could have died. I'd have been reading about your news like, that's my boy right there. You could literally die because some white person decided you was a threat and you walk and mind your own business. And the white folks show up, they know. Look, people, they know what they're doing. They know when they make that phone call. They ain't going to ask too many questions. They're going to come roll up on you and justify by, I got a call about a black man and roll up on you before they know you the elbow because you know who grabbed you and they just shot my man, emptied their gun on you and got to read about you in the news. And then we got to look at, okay, who was it? We need pictures. We need photos. We need addresses. You feel me? So, definitely. And like I say, man, definitely. That day gonna come, man. That day gonna come.
Oh, definitely.
Straight up.
Definitely. Like it is not one of those things where it's like a rare case. And like you know me, I'm not one of those guys who like all the stereotypical stuff that people like to say.
Right.
Sagging, gold teeth, all this stuff. I'm a of course, a nerdy black guy, but you just you low key. You camouflage. You low key with it. I'm the same way, man. I go in the street. I don't talk like my pants ain't sagging. You feel me? I walk like a man. I talk like a man. I'm respectable with everybody, white folks, everybody. But don't try to hurt me. Don't try to hurt me. Totally.
I let you. You got all the space you need. You can talk all you want to talk. Don't put your hands on me, and we good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, totally, man. But yeah, like I noticed, but especially like the last few years, man. You definitely feel more like a stranger. I mean, it's literally like I remember I don't know, like it was last year. Can't remember. It's like towards like the latter part of last year, and I remember I was taking pictures for like my blog. I was in the Haight area, whatever, and I was going to show just a contrast of the city people tell you about like all the beauty in San Francisco, but then show the poverty, the homelessness, show the poor blacks, all that other stuff too, poor whites too, whatever. That's what we make, But I just wanted to show the hypocrisy of the city. And I remember I was taking a picture, and I was in the Haight area, and there's like heroin addicts, all these white drug addicts out. And I remember I told my brother about it, in front of the cop. And I was like, this one cop literally drove around. Well, he looked like he's probably like a sergeant or something. He was driven by like a token black cop, and literally he drove around looking outside at me, like elbows out, head out the window, as if he wanted to jump out like a dog. You know what I mean? I'm like, hold on a minute. There's homeless white people, heroin addicts here.
Wow.
And you're seriously trying to, like it is real, man. Like I remember I told one dude, one white dude I thought was cool, his friend, whatever, like he's more of acquaintance, whatever. But and I was wearing a suit. His issue was, why were you wearing a suit? I was like, hold on a minute. Serious. I was like, serious?
What does that matter?
I was like, yeah.
Are you serious?
Like,
oh my God. See, they have no understanding. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what you don't know, a lot of people don't know, is, even black people don't know how dangerous it can go. Oh, 1 second, nobody, look at, I was at this protest for Alex Nieto, like he's a Latino guy. He was a Latino guy that shot by the cops. I think about 2 years ago, but I had his trial recently. It was a civil case.
Yeah, they make it a long time later on so you can forget about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I think the trial was lasted like a day, and it was a civil thing because you're not going to get on a criminal. They similar action to me. I mean a similar situation to me where he's walking down the street, mind his own business. one of these, one of these little racist, techie liberals, basically, like one of these yuppie liberals, white people that, claim not to be racist, thought he was suspicious, and he ended up getting shot. They shot at him like I heard different things from, 40 to 50, but they shot at him about 40, 50 times. They hit him about 15 times.
Oh, I think I heard about that. He was in the park. He's a security guard, right? He's going to work. He had some mace on him in the park. Yeah, I heard about that. Man, that was cool. He never took his hands out of his pockets. He had his hands in his pocket the whole time, and they shot him up 49 some odd times, man. Golly.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I remember my mom was telling me this as a kid. She was like, and I never really, I took it serious or whatever, but you didn't know how real it was. It's like, yeah, like when you talking to the cops, you got something in your hand, whatever, don't pull it out. Don't touch your phone. Don't do this, don't do that. And I was like, why? Wow. Like, why do that? And you realize, they could literally shoot you. You take your cell phone out. Oh, like I thought it was a gun. Like, well, and you're like, well, why don't these incidents happen to white people like this?
Right. They know better. They've been socialized not to kill their own people. They look like them. They're not going to kill their own people because it's like killing Little John. Little John looks like me. He's a part of me. Oh, yeah. So the part they do, they dehumanize black people so it makes it easier to kill us. See how they do it.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'll tell you, I was at the movies. Look, I went to the movies last night, right? I went to the movies last night, and I just tripped. I was in Fremont, sitting there chilling, and this white dude and his wife just walking by, and they were just like, he stepped on my toe, man, twice. He's like, my foot. So I literally, and he was just going by. He wasn't going to say excuse me or nothing. I'm like, he just about nothing. Man, I must have pushed that white dude. I leaned him so forward to the seat, like he could have flipped over that damn seat. I said, hey, man, hey. I said, hey, man, hold on, man. I said, hold on, hey. I said, hold on. Them 14's down there, okay? I said, oh, he pointed like he trying to get to the seat. But he didn't say, excuse me. I'm like, you little man, look, if he gave me any kind of slack, I probably wouldn't be able to do this broadcast tonight because I'd have been in jail. Because I would have threw him over that three staircases down. I threw him over the damn thing. I was just that mad. I'm looking at my phone. The movie ain't started yet. It's dark. I got my feet just sitting there. People come walk through the seat. They say, excuse me. This dude, he's just so honorary. They got so honorary, bro. He's so honorary with it. He can walk by and step on my foot twice, and he know his feet down there. And I looked up.
Oh, yeah.
I said, this mother ain't going to say nothing. I put my hand on his back, on the small of his back, and I leaned him forward to let him feel the power. You feel me? Yeah. Like that seat. Like, dude, you about to be crossing over to the promised land. You feel me? Down at you about to get Ray Charles seats in this IMAX theater. You finna get Ray Charles seats the hard way. I looked at him. I said, hey man, it's 14s down there. You got to be careful. I looked at him. Danny's face. He kind of stopped looking at me, ignoring me a little bit, and point like he going over here. I'm like, yeah, but you ain't say excuse me, you bastard. I say, man, look, I could be. If he'd have said, man, F you nigger, or any little thing, man, I was there. This broadcast would have been postponed. I would have been in jail right now, because he probably hurt something going over three rows of stairs. Of seats. I'm sorry. I was just that high. I said, listen, let me just calm myself down, because disrespect is just out of control right now, bro. Out of control.
Well, like that also is because a lot of times too, especially with the younger, yes, it's like the real young generation. I can't really blame them, because some of these cool parents that they have, but
this dude probably was about 48, 50 years old. He probably about 50. Yeah. He knew better. Oh yeah.
Well, the guy 50. I mean, let's be honest. When I'm reading about MLK, I'm reading about Malcolm X. You realize there were a lot of coons in that time. A black woman was the first person that tried to assassinate him. She stabbed him in the chest. MLK. She stabbed Martin Luther King in the chest. So right now we're in a similar situation. Like they say, like if he would have like sneezed or whatever, he would have died. So the thing is, we dealing with a lot of coons, and a lot of times coons allow that to happen. I can't tell you how many times I've seen, especially in San Francisco, we see it more, probably see Oakland, whatever, but you see these hip-hop white guys that hang out with black guys, and like nigga this, nigga that, or N-word this, N-word that. And the black friend is like, and I've even looked, sometimes I'm looking, I'm like, and the white guy's the leader of this hip hop.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so disrespectful. I just got to get with people like that. I can't do it, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've had to check people. I remember even had to check. I mean, people get so comfortable with it because black people don't say anything about it. That they're trying to be accepted, so they don't say anything about it. That I remember one time I was at work, and it was like years ago, and they had this one Filipino guy. He used to like to say nigga all the time, and they had this one Mexican American woman. She's like saying nigga all the time. Oh, we're not racist. Our friends said this. Now, by the way, I've never seen them hang out with any black person. I've even told them I'm not their friend. We know each other, but we're not friends. So I was like, okay, you know what? It's freedom of speech. It's America. You get to say the word nigga. I'm not gonna mess with you. Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna say anything to you. Okay, but you're a spit and you're a gook.
Right. Oh, you told them that? You told them that? What they say?
I told them that to their face. I mean, like, we're going to get hired back. I was like, no, but they say the N-word, so I said, hey, it's freedom of speech. They want to use that. Let's use everybody's N-word. Let's not just use mine. Let's use everybody's N-word.
Wow.
I mean, like, that's all you got to do. I mean,
did they get pissed off? They get pissed off?
No, they stopped using it because they know.
They stopped. Oh, yeah. It's funny how you get your name. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, it's funny how that works.
Think about it. They know they shouldn't be saying it. They're just pushing your button the same way that white guy was pushing yours. They're trying to see who's a punk. It's not about, like, when I was younger, I first heard it, like, this come from the Midwest. I didn't like it at all. But then, like a second, I started thinking, you know what? I mean, I wouldn't hang out with these bastards, but I see black kids and white kids, they hanging out with each other. Maybe like this is my 20. Maybe I wouldn't take it, but maybe, we get past it. And then you realize, no, even if they bang black women, they still got the same views. They don't respect you. So the whole thing, like I've had white guys that say to me, I was like, hey, what's up, white trash? And I remember white dudes. It's like, oh no, you can say crap. I'm like, no, white trash, because that's the ultimate insult. Like this, they already think that they're Jesus, so they call them trash. What's worse than trash?
Oh my God.
Probably hurt them more than N-word. They think they're practically God. So I think also too, checking disrespect, man.
Like I said, it's. And it kills me because it's okay when they can be disrespectful. When we get them back, give them what they asked for, it's not cool no more. See?
Yeah.
It's a problem now. Yeah, man. Oh man, it's crazy. It's
totally, man.
Crazy.
Totally, man. But it's like, you know what? Like, like I definitely feel you on that. Like on that 300, man. Like this, most of these people are slaves. I've been saying, Noah. No matter, like, I'm not religious at all, but Noah didn't fit everybody on that boat. Most of the people drowned.
That's right. Hey,
most of these niggas
good
die
point.
A week after their welfare check is over, maybe 2 weeks after that, because they'll probably a week afterwards, they'll try to go up to some of these white people homes. These white people have been packing, and they gonna get shot.
It's funny you said it's funny you say that because I was telling a friend the other day. I said, listen. I love black people, okay? I love all my people black. I love them. I love the women, love the men. Listen, we can't save everybody because in order for you to make it, you got to put your own life jacket on. If you don't put your life jacket on and you can't swim forever, you're going to drown. And I cannot risk my life saving you, one who don't want to listen, or put your own damn life jacket on. So we can't. A lot of people going to drown, brother. A lot of folks going to drown. But you know what? It's funny. The boat going down, the boat is sinking, and there's plenty of boats to save everybody. But you know what? Everybody not going to get in the boat. They're going to be playing the music, still doing what they're doing, and the boat go down, sinking. White folks an abandoned ship. Left all the Negroes on there to drown. And a few Negroes could swim and got the boats and bounce. They said, come on. Could be your mama, could be your daddy. Come on, Dad. Come on, Mom. Come on, Auntie, Uncle. Come on, cousin. Let's get out of here. Let's do this. Nah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. You tripping. It ain't going to happen like that. Okay. Last minute, when that water to their neck, they yelling for you, and your boat then moved off into the horizon and want you to come back for them. Nah, man, I'm gone. When I pull my anchor up and paddle off, I'm not paddling back.
Totally.
I'm not paddling back. So
yeah,
we got 9 minutes.
I agree 100%. Yeah, I agree with 100%, and like that's one thing I think that black people, and I have to learn to accept myself too, because a lot of times, you think I'm gonna, help this person, get this person. All right, number one, sometimes I was like, this person likes to be a slave. Blah blah blah. I keep repeating the same thing. It doesn't seem to affect the person. Despite you backing up with facts, data, showing your experience, I was like, you know what? Just be with like-minded people. And who knows, somebody might be a coon one day, wake up and realize, all that stuff, that like you hear me saying, somebody else saying, makes sense. But I'm not gonna waste my time. It's like, this stuff is happening now. Like, these people keep talking about it like a war or race war. It's like they locking out cities in Baltimore and Ferguson like it's Iraq. You know what I mean?
That's right.
They're poisoning our water. You know what I mean?
That don't wake people. Look, if that don't wake people up, man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
Yeah.
And look, and they still make them pay $200 a month, Leon, for poison water. They're still paying for the water they can't even drink or shower in, pretty much. It's embarrassing,
that's the thing about that. That area, I mean, those people should go to jail. Like I remember,
prison.
Like I posted this thing. Yeah, like this prison. Like I posted this thing about how they should be charged with terrorism, like it was some Twitter
domestic terrorism,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah, and I remember this one white guy, like I used to do judo with. He's a white Latino guy, so like a Zimmerman. This I get along with a lot of stuff he says, but like some stuff he says is a little out there. But I'm not sure if he's a conservative or liberal. Well, actually, voting for Bernie, so I don't think he's a conservative. But there's a lot of things I agree with, a lot of things I don't. But he was like, well, I think people are overreacting about terrorism. Yes, maybe they should go to jail, but terrorism. I mean, come on.
Maybe.
Okay, first of all,
I couldn't talk to him. I couldn't talk to him. I had to do something. I couldn't talk to him. Oh my God.
Well,
maybe.
Once I brought back the facts, all of a sudden he did what white people try to do is they deflect the heck out of questions. Like I'm like, well, okay, bottom line is this, okay? It wasn't like this. So what is terrorism? You know what I mean? I mean, it's usually some kind of political act, don't act right. This guy, first of all, and usually done with like some kind of weapon that is harmful. Well, he's a person in politics. He knew the water was poisonous, and he chose to give the people poisonous water. So far, 10 people have died from that I know of. It may be more now. 10 people have died.
Well, let's be honest, Leon. They're gonna die shortly. They don't have a long life with lead in the system. It's no cure for that. They're gonna have a short life, maybe 10, 15 years, maybe from now.
Exactly. So I was like, this person committed act of terrorism. You knew, and let's be honest, it was a calculated decision. He knew the water was poisonous. He knew not to do it in the suburbs.
Look, GM and them pulled out a long time ago. GM and them the ones first said the water was corroding their parts. They knew way back then it was bad, man.
Yeah. So I mean, this person let's be honest. And like one thing the guy did come back on, I was like, listen, if this guy was named Habib and he did the exact same thing, no political ties, no whatever, but he was an Arab, let's say not even a religious Muslim, he would be in jail for terrorism. So let's not pretend that it wouldn't end. Of course, he kept silent after that, but I mean, it's domestic terrorism. But like we see with like this Uncle Tom Obama, how like he was tap dancing, sing with the people at that South Carolina church, but he wanted to call that terrorism. Like he wrote a manifesto about wanting to race war. What's more terrorism than that? He killed a senator. What's more terrorism than that? But at the same time, they kind of go back to that whole dog thing. The reason why you got to check them out. The reason why you have to check them because they will call you a dog. Like they will mistreat you. Like this.
No, what about somebody assassinated that governor? What if he got assassinated? They would call that terrorism too.
Oh, they definitely would. You know, like if they did that to that senator the same way they did to that black South Carolina senator, it would have been called terrorism. So, I mean,
I bet you if a black man did it to an entire white city, like a Walnut Creek or something, man, listen, if he didn't get caught in prison, somebody would have shot him or killed him or burned his house with him in it. Guaranteed. White folks wouldn't put up with that. But black folks, we put up with it.
Not only that, Arabs that have absolutely nothing to do with that will be getting beat up in the streets, just like after 9/11. Like they were beating up Sikhs who are not even Muslims and don't even like Arabs. they were beating them up because they wore a turban. So I mean, like it's getting down, man. Well, like this, I gotta go, brother. But great talking.
I gotta go too. I'm gonna shut it down. Okay, my brother. Nice talking to you. We'll check it out next week. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks, everybody, for calling. If you guys want to see the broadcast, I'll put it up on YouTube. And it'll also be on BayAreaBlack.org. Click on the blog tab. It'll be a replay there. And make sure you join us on Twitter, @BayAreaBlack. And you can join our text campaign, too. Text 77948. Text support, the word support, to 77948 and join our event. Thanks, everybody, for calling. I wish you guys a good night.